Hello, ABL fans. Welcome to the 2018-2019 season of the Alab Pilipinas, defending champions of the ASEAN Basketball League. We are coming to you live from the beautiful city of Santa Rosa, Laguna, where thousands of Filipino basketball fans have trooped to the Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex here in Laguna for the debut of the defending champions, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, as they take on the team from Indonesia, the CLS Knights, who have so far just a single victory and 3 losses in this season. Hello and good evening to everybody watching us right now. We are live on SNA. We are also streaming live on YouTube. Brought to you by Virtual Playground. My name is Andre Felix, and with me is Mikey Reyes. Mikey, good evening. And here we are, Alab Pilipinas making their debut in front of their home crowd.
Well, first of all, good evening to you, Andre. Good evening to everyone watching us at home. And ABL basketball is back here in the Philippines, and what a way to start this off for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, but to be in front of the crowd that they've been with they performed in front of last season.
Before we start things out, let's take a look at the tournament format. Mikey, we will see how this tournament goes. We're both familiar of this. We will see that on our screens right now. There it is. Of course, we have 2 groups, 10 teams this season.
So for the first time in ABL history, we have a lot of teams. We have 10 teams this year. Both teams, or both groups right now, will go up against each other 4 times, 2 at home and 2 on the road. And on the other side of each bracket, you go up against twice also, one on the road and 1 at home. Looking at our, of course, 4 teams, top 4 teams from both brackets will qualify for the playoffs, crossover, and then best of 3 quarterfinals, best of 3 semifinals, and the best of 5 finals to crown, of course, our champions this ABL season.
And now let's take a look at the updated team standings. So for 10 teams, again, like what I've been saying for the past how many minutes, this is the first game of the defending champion, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. So far, they don't have any losses, any wins. Let's take a look. Still on top of everybody else are the Formosa Dreamers from Taiwan, still undefeated. Let's take a look at the record of the CLS Indonesia Knights and also San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Well, this is a big game, like what we were saying, because the CLS Knights will need to win this one because they don't want to lose another one and go lower in the standing, because they don't want to start that way this ABL season. Then you look at the San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, 0-0, big game. What a big win for them if they can win at home, and this will start their campaign off for a back-to-back championship.
Before we talk about the protagonists and the antagonists in this game, let's go to our Coliseum barker, Mr. Top Juliano.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back here at the Lion City of the South, Santa Rosa, Laguna, as the reigning ABL champions, our very own San Miguel Alab Pilipinas starts its quest for history in the 9th season of the ASEAN Basketball League, where we rise to greatness. They take on the visiting CLS Knights of Indonesia as they open their campaign this season. This game is brought to you live via ABS-CBN SNA. And now let's call out the competing teams, starting off with the visiting CLS Knights of Indonesia. Number 0, Monte Brandon. Number 3, Brandon Zawata. Number 5, Wong Wei Long. Number 9, Sandy Cornyawan. Number 10, Febri Otomo. Number 11, Arif Hidayat. Number 15, Chan Panagan. Number 16, Furman Nugroho. Number 17, Katon Bascora. Number 18, Maxi Escher. And number 41, Stephen Hurt. The head coach for the CLS Knights is Brian Rosen, and his assistant is Coco Nugroho. And now, get on your feet, feel the rhythm, feel the vibe for our very own San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Number 1, back-to-back local MVP, Bobby Ray Harts Jr. Number 2, the fireball, Josh Urbistondo. Number 3, the dominator, Lo Domingo. Number 5, Kalen Johnson. Number 6, J.R. Alabanza. Number 9, Prince Rivero. Number 13, Pau Havillane. Number 22, Brandon Rosser. Number 25, Ethan Alvano. Number 27, Thomas Torres. And now he's back, the co-defensive player of the year, number 34, Ronaldo Oakman. And the newest world import, number 36, standing 7'3", the Hulk, PJ Ramos. The head coach for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas is Jimmy Alapag. His assistants are Mac Cuban, MC Evolution, and Eric Mank. Team consultant is Danny Siegel. Head trainer is Chappie Caliente. Once again, your San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. At this point, let us all rise for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem to be led by Miss Guvernette Dorado.
Pelas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay, lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw, may dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng luwalhati't pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya ng pag may mang-aapi, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Thank you, Ms. Guvernette Dorado. At this point, both teams may proceed to the center court for the pre-game handshake. The officials for this ball game are Chuang Chin Chun from Thailand, from Thailand,
Great.
and Yong Chong Wei from Singapore. Our main commissioner is Saigon from the Philippines. This game is under the supervision of the Games and Amusement Board.
We already saw both teams, of course, at center court. The CLS Knights from Indonesia and San Miguel Alab Pilipinas are defending champions with their new reinforcement, 7'3" PJ Ramos. There you can see the returning, of course, head coach, the Mighty Mouse, Jimmy Alapag. Now let's talk about San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and the holdovers and also the new additions. Here they are. They finished with 14-6 last season. They were number 3 in the elimination round. Then they defeated Saigon Heat 2-0 in the quarterfinals and went on to defeat Hong Kong Eastern Mikey in the semis.
Well, this a steady rise for the San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Of course, this is their 3rd year, and their 1st year, they made the semifinals. They lost to the X-Man and the Singapore Slingers, but last year, they made a lot of waves, a lot of improvements, and finally bagged their first championship here in the ABL.
It was an exciting 5-game series against Mono Vampire of Thailand. It went the distance, 5 games, but Alab Pilipinas took them down 3 games to 2. As we can see, head coach Jimmy Alapag, the Mighty Mouse, and of course with his holdovers, 2-time reigning MVP, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. leading the team.
Of course, you have veteran point guard, the Fireball, Josh Urbiston, the 3rd-year man, the banger down low, Lawrence Domingo, UE Red Warrior, John Ray Alabanza, and U Bulldog, and the UAAP champion, Nico Havilona is back, the Atenean, in Oping Somalinog in Civis today, not playing due to injury, but co-defensive player of the year, Ronaldo Bachman is back along with the Hawk, the big guy down low, Mr. PJ Ramos.
Now let's talk about the 2-time reigning local MVP, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. He was also the finals MVP last season. He had a strong 44.7% from the field, Mikey, 30.7 from long distance. He averaged 15 per game, close to 5 rebounds, close to 4 assists per game. What more can you ask for if you're Coach Jimmy Alapag from Bobby Ray Parks Jr.?
Well, maybe this year he can be more of a leader, both vocally and of course by example, because he just entered the PBA draft.
That's
right.
right.
The professional league here in the
So
Philippines.
it's safe to say this will be his last season with Alab Pilipinas.
And this will have to be his strongest season to make waves again and reintroduce himself to Philippine basketball, because he wants that first pick, as we all know, in the PBA.
He is primed to have a stellar season once again for the defending champions. And our very own Roxanne Montealegre had a chat with Ray Parks earlier. Watch this.
I'm with last season's MVP and finals MVP, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. of Team Alab Pilipinas. How do you keep getting better and better every season?
Definitely, it's just hard work and really getting in the gym every day with my coaches and my teammates and just learning from them.
And for today, it's your opening game. How will you lead your team to victory?
Well, it's more of a team thing in the sense of everybody's holding their part, everybody's accountable to what they bring to the table, all the way from the coaching staff, all the way to the ball boys. Everybody plays a role in this, and we're huge on that. We're huge on family, and we're huge on picking each other up.
What are you excited about today?
Try to get our first win this season, to be honest. I'm excited to play. It's been a while. All the other teams have been playing already. I'm excited to be here.
Good luck to you and to Coach Jimmy Alapag.
Bobby Ray Parks Jr. Of course, the reigning 2-time local MVP, primed to have another stellar season with head coach Jimmy Alapag. He wants to win another one before he moves on to the pros here in the Philippines. He's been a graduate of the UAAP for a long time, and people, Mikey, have been wondering when that time will come when Ray Parks will actually join the PBA draft. And here he is now submitting his name. As we take a look at our officials for this ball game, we have the referee from Taipei, Chichun Chuang, referee from Thailand, Prida Mongmi, and also the referee from Singapore, Klong Chuen Wing. Alab in white, CLS Knights in purple, Kalen Yongson, new reinforcement in and out. Kalen Yongson last year played for Chongson Kung Fu.
And right away, a fan favorite here in the Philippines. Kalen Chongson with strong drive there, unfortunately not making the layup.
That was a nice move from Maxi Esho whom we will be talking about later on. Here he is right now, guarded by Chongson, 5 to shoot. Esho having problems against Chongson. The kick out, 1 to shoot. Good defense from Alab Pilipinas.
Spectacular D right there, forcing CLS to a tough shot there by their point guard from the outside.
Wong Wei Long.
Wei Long from the Singapore Slingers.
That's right. And Wong Wei Long is now the heritage import here of the CLS Knights. Now playing for his home country of Singapore. On the run is CLS now. Here's Brandon Hawato. Back to Wong Wei Long. Long Ranger. Was also once the MVP of the ABL. Esho really having problems against Chongson. There's a good matchup. Nice move from Brandon, but a miss.
That's the versatility of Alab Pilipinas here this year. Having guys who can stretch the floor and guard multiple positions.
Bang from the big man.
And talking about stretching the floor, PJ Ramos, the biggest guy on the floor right now, hitting the biggest shot so far of the game, starting the game off 3-0 for Alab.
Of course, he knows. We were asking him earlier, how does he feel to replace a fan favorite in Justin Brownlee? And he answers with a 3 right away for the home team. CLS still scoreless. That was Stephen Hurt for the purple shirts. Ramos again. And the crowd reacting there. There's Bachman, 1-2, and the jam.
If we were surprised with PJ Ramos' three-pointer, Bachman has been doing that for years here in the Philippines. 2 points for Ronaldo Bachman.
And the CLS Knights still struggling. Oh, 4 so far from the field. Parks gets fouled by Awato.
Just a lot of offensive. Well, in the arsenal of Alab Pilipinas, Kalen Chongson finds the big guy down low. Bachman with his first slam of the ABL season.
Did we miss that, Mikey? Ronaldo Bachman is back. Here's Bobby Ray Parks Jr.
Two-time local MVP, one-time finals MVP. And he is just raring to go, raring to enter the league, the big league here in the Philippines. But right now he wants that back-to-back championship for Alab.
7-0 start for the defending champions. Wong Wei Long. Guarded by first-time Alab player Ethan Albano. It's a good perimeter defender. Here's an outside shot, no go for Stephen Hurt. Here's Hurt with a hook. Back the other way, Albano looking to Ramos. Bachman against Esho. Rebounded by Hurt. On the run, oh, but stolen away by Parks. Bachman, back to Parks. Frenetic pace here, Mikey, between these two teams. Hurt. And Hurt puts CLS on the scoreboard with that putback.
Sloppy basketball there in that possession for Alab Pilipinas. But that's what they want, aggressiveness on the part of Bachman down low. As we see this set called by Bobby Ray.
Bachman inside to the 7-3. Big man with the one-handed shot.
That guy didn't even need to jump against way long downstairs. PJ Ramos, 5 quick points for the new guy of Alab Pilipinas.
PJ Ramos, he knows. He's filling in the shoes of fan favorite Justin Brownlee, who helped Alab Pilipinas win a title last season. But PJ, safe to say, he will be, and he is already a fan favorite in his own right with that 3 to start the game. And then that look by Bachman inside. When he's that deep, he's too big.
And you gotta love how his teammates continue to look for him down low. Good recognition coming from the new point guard, Alvano, the lefty, Phil Am. And you see the versatility, the length of Alab Pilipinas, especially on the defensive end. You have someone like Ronaldo Bachman, co-defensive player of the year. And of course, Bobby Ray Parks. But Kalen Chongson, the one-on-one defense has been spectacular for this guy, making it tough for his man to see the basket.
Meanwhile, Maxi Esho, so far, having a stellar season. with the Knights, averaging close to 21 points, close to 8 rebounds, and 3 dimes per game. After suiting up for Saigon Heat last season, Esho now a reinforcement of the Knights, and Albano using the glass and in.
Oh, that's big for Alvano, being able to pull up like that, especially having big guys down low to stretch the floor for them.
Oh, that baseball pass in Parks.
Well, you see the athleticism of Ray Parks.
Avoiding the barricade there.
But you see the PJ Ramos already being comfortable with his teammates, knowing what they can do and what they can't do.
Wong Wei Long using that screen, but a foul will be charged on Ethan Albano.
A little too aggressive there for Ethan Alvano, but you gotta love the way he looks for his teammates, the way he creates plays for himself and for his guys. This is a big addition, especially playing under someone like Coach Jimmy Alapag.
That's right.
I'm sure being a point guard, you're very excited to learn from arguably one of the best point guards of the Philippines.
Who has also represented the Philippines in numerous international tournaments. But the jumper looks good from Stephen Hurt, the 6'9" big man.
PJ Ramos challenging Hurt to that outside jumper. I think that was his second open jumper, but that time making it against PJ Ramos.
Now here's Ramos posting up Hurt. The crowd loves it. The kick out to Bachman for 3. Bang! Bang! Bang!
And that's what PJ Ramos brings to the table for Alab Pilipinas. You have to clog the lane against someone like him. And now a little bit of color between him and Hurt. You gotta love the intensity of PJ Ramos.
Oh, that man will back down in a fight against Hurt. Good ball movement by the Knights and a foul by Bachman. Doesn't agree. This is Monte Brandon, 6'7". Let's take a look at Ramos. That kick out. The two Puerto Ricans collaborating on that play. Results to a 3 from Ronaldo Bachman. We'll be right back with a quick break. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas up here, 14-6.
Bachman. Mamaya na, pag malamig na, papi. Kasi wallet ko, no? May na ba signal, Miles?
Pwede naman, sakto lang.
It's Bogmania, it's back with San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. It was a good season for Ronaldo Bogman. Him and Brownlee were inserted in the middle of the season, and they helped Alab Pilipinas win the title. Let's take a look at his averages here, Mikey. Stellar numbers from Ronaldo Bogman.
23 points, almost 11 rebounds a game, and one half the Airbnb. Bachman and Brownlee is back to defend their championship, but alongside him is the 7-3. Look at that. Can't even see him.
They're both, interestingly, they're both from Puerto Rico, of course. They both of them played for the Puerto Rican national team, and they're also both good friends. So maybe he put a word in. He wants to bring PJ Ramos in. Ramos was all in, coming to San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And, of course, Ramos blending in right away with his new teammates. Here he is, trying another 3. He has 1 of 3 right now from beyond the arc.
I think he's been working out with Jimmy Alapag.
No question.
Alapag range is PJ Ramos.
Maybe he did watch some film of Brownlee. Let's see. I want to see what Brownlee did last season. I'll try to outdo that. Inside is good. It's Monte Brandon from the for CLS Knights, 6'7".
And that's what Brandon needs to do. Be aggressive on the offensive end and make Ronaldo Bachman work defensively as Alvano.
That was a nice move by Alvano. And Bachman all the way to the middle.
And a little jelly there for Mr. Ronaldo Bachman. starting strong here in the ABL. Up by 8 is Alab Pilipinas.
Meanwhile, let's go to a third member of our team. Ms. Roxanne Montealegre is on standby. Rox, hello.
The new coach of CLS Knights Indonesia, Brian Rawson, is not just mentoring rising stars in basketball. He is also co-managing a team in the NBA with Michael Jordan. He said that he's very happy to teach the tricks and techniques he's learned playing in the NBA as a small forward. Even though he played for the Pacers and the Hornets, he said you will see a lot of his game plan resonating with the Golden State Warriors. So he wants to see a lot of ball movement, offensive end execution early on in the game, and also he said that his team should have the confidence even if they're very young because they just had back-to-back losses. So right now he wants them to have the mindset that they should absorb everything that they can learn from this game and to believe that a team with a championship title and the home court advantage does not guarantee them a win. Andre?
Thank you, Roxanne, for that report. Of course, head coach of the CLS Knights, like what Roxanne mentioned, did play for the NBA. Last time he was here in the Philippines was back in 2011.
And his team, the CLS Knights, slowly but surely finding their groove, getting back in this ball game. It was a good start. We had a good laugh with PJ Ramos hitting that first three, but I think Coach Jimmy would want him to establish himself down low a little bit more.
That's right.
I think PJ Ramos is 1 of 4 from the outside.
So maybe PJ, you should start going in the middle. Use your 7'3" frame. Lawrence Domingo getting ready to check in for the first time here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Here's one guy who you don't have to draw a play for. He will just reinvigorate that lineup with that energy as Alvano gets the applause from his teammates. Was Jimmy Alapag, of course, veteran point guard Josh Urbistondo. And now Alab is playing big with Chongson, Bachman, Parks, Ramos, and Domingo as Bachman knocks down from downtown.
One of the easiest scorers in the league. Ronaldo Bachman can just give it to you outside, inside, however you want it. Ronaldo Bachman for a big 3 there.
Brandon, good ball movement. Here's Esho, guarded by Kyungson. Esho tries to answer with a 3. Ramos, the pass to Bachman. Yes, Chongson to his left. Chongson missing the layup. Back the other way. Esho will challenge Ramos. And Esho, not scared of that 7'3" big man underneath.
Good move there for Esho, going hard to the rim, fishing for that foul. He didn't get it, but still 2 points for CLS, cutting this lead down to 7.
Now here's Ramos. Obviously has a huge height advantage. Now onto the other side, Domingo to Bachman for the shoot. Bachman again. And about, ooh! And now Domingo. And Awato.
CLS playing low-key perfect defense against Alab Pilipinas, not letting Ronaldo Bachman attack the basket, nor are they letting PJ Ramos establish himself down low, because at that time, quickly a double team on PJ Ramos, affecting his move, kicking it out, and a tough shot there for Alab.
And now Brandon Rosser. Earlier you saw momentarily on your screens. 6'7", forward, wearing jersey number 22. First younger brother of Matt Ganuelas Rosser, who plays for the Beermen in the pros.
So another one of those guys who will introduce himself to Philippine basketball. Well, if he can play the way his older brother does.
Hurt. Missing there. Another rebound for PJ Ramos.
Individually, this is good for Bobby Ray Parks, learning to play the point guard position, especially when he goes up in the pro ranks.
Ramos underneath. Sticking his tongue out after that basket underneath.
That's what the Filipinos would want to see from PJ Ramos, down low.
Esho, nice move, behind the back dribble, step back, no go. Back to Maxi Esho. Esho against Domingo. And Ramos with another board. Off to the races is Alab. Parks. Oh. Losing a handle on the ball.
second perfect pass coming from Ronaldo Bogman as we see this move, this quick drop step against two defenders. You cannot teach height. PJ Ramos, 7'3", 255 down there. A lot of problems for CLS.
It's a 9-point game, less than a minute to play. 30 seconds to be exact. First game day for the defending champions, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, playing here in front of a good crowd at the Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex, and Maxi Esho now tying hurt with 6 points.
Maxi Esho also showing us the arsenal, that floater on top of PJ Ramos.
To end the first, Bachman! Oh! And how about Russell ending the quarter with a put-back jam?
Okay, Mr. Rosser, younger brother of MGR, rocking the baby, rocking Binyan.
Woo! Take a look again. Bachman trying to end the first, and then Rosser skying high.
Welcome home, Mr. Rosser.
Black Panther Jr. playing for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, giving the home team a 9-point lead at the end of the first. Good evening to everybody watching us from all over the Philippines and also all over the world. In the Philippines, you can watch us live on SNA, Channel 23 on cable. This is a new feature, Mikey.
Oh, yeah.
It's the hug cam. Of course, we are also live on youtube.com/ABS-CBN Sports and on sports.abs-cbn.com.
Pau Pau Havelona makes his return.
On the YouTube account, also Virtual Playground PH, and on Facebook Live at ABS-CBN Sports on Facebook.
Pau Pau Havelona makes his return to San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, deciding to stay with Alab. Former UAAP champion, former NU Bulldog. As we look at Esho missing that jumper. The ball goes out of bounds. The ball will go back to Alab Pilipinas. So Papa Havelona with point guard duties to start the second quarter.
Jongson comes back in, and 7'3", PJ Ramos will be given a breather for the first time. So it's Havelona, Bogman, Rosser, Domingo, and Tiongson. For the boys in white, the defending champions, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
A little too aggressive there for CLS. Foul away from the basketball. Up by 9 is Alab. What a good start here for the home team. But CLS kept themselves afloat through defense.
Havelona inside to Bogman. Stolen away by the Knights. Off and running. And that was Arif Hidayat. Meanwhile, let's go back to Miss Roxanne Montealegre.
Ronaldo Balkman said that their biggest advantage today is not just playing in their home court, but the fact that Indonesia hasn't scouted them yet, so they have to adjust on the fly. But Coach Jimmy Alapag said that they had to prepare 10 weeks for their opening game today, and he also mentioned that they have to capitalize on their unpredictability to add more points in this quarter, and for them to just enjoy the game, stay ruthless and relentless in every second. Andre?
Thanks, Roxanne. After that Bachman 3, he now has 13. 3 triples. And it's now ballooned to a 12-point lead for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
And Ronaldo Balkman just starting hot and staying hot. Inside, outside, a couple of good passes from him too. And now a little bit of ball pressure applied by CLS. No biggie for Pau Havilona.
Pau Havilona, of course, played in the UAAP for National University. Also played for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas last year, then got a stint at the pro leagues. But he is back with the defending champions.
Offensive foul there for Lawrence Domingo down low, and CLS Knights, another chance for them to cut into this lead.
Esho. And Bachman tracks down another rebound. 6 boards now for Bachman. Havilona for 3. And Esho tracks it down.
That's a shot though, Nico Havilona. Unfortunately not making it, but still perfect kick-out pass from Ronaldo Bachman. And again, the length of Alab Pilipinas just giving CLS a lot of problems as Rosser commits his first foul of the game. The fireball making his first appearance here, so a 2-guard lineup for Coach Jimmy Alapag, the backcourt tandem of the fireball and Pau Havilona.
2-guard lineup for Coach Jimmy.
Esho. Brandon wants to dance against Chong Son, pulls up, misses the shot.
Havilona now on the run. Havilona to Tiongson. Thought about it. Smart move for Kalen, waiting for some reinforcements. And here's Bachman asking for Urbistondo. Urbistondo guarded by Hidayat. Urbistondo using that Bachman screen. 3 to shoot. Bachman has to fire. Bachman does to beat the shot clock. And a miss there by Ronaldo Bachman. Now Esho.
Again, good defense for the CLS Knights.
Esho. And a foul. Home team, Alab Pilipinas asking for a travel.
First foul on Pau Havilona. Alab not yet in the penalty.
And Coach Brian Rawson, CLS Knights from Indonesia, will call for time. We'll be right back with more ABL action after the break.
Oh,
Ito sa'yo ha, ito akin.
We are back live on SNA, also on youtube.com/ABS-CBN Sports. And also on the Virtual Playground PH channel on YouTube. Let's take a look at the last game of the CLS Knights last week, just last Sunday, against the Macau Black Bears. It was a high-scoring affair, but the Knights losing by 7.
and it's the 3-point field goals department that the CLS Knights had problems with. That's plus 18, plus 6 3-pointers for the Macau Black Bears, led by Anthony Tucker with 36 big points and 12 assists. But that was Maxi Esha also with a big performance, 26 points. 3 players shared 9 rebounds each. And the other import, Brandon, with 8 assists for CLS, but that was a big loss for them, pulling them down to 1 and 3. And here comes Nico.
After that turnover by Hawato Havilona, the toss to Rosser. Once you have that kid, Brandon Rosser, running with you, just toss the ball up.
Yeah, he's going to get it up there. Nice pass there coming from Nico Papa Havilona. Knowing what his teammates can do, just leaving it up there for Rosser.
Rosser now with 4 points. 6'7", forward, younger brother. Not Ganuelas Rosser. Oh, and PJ Ramos will be charged with a personal foul. That will be foul number 2 on the big man.
As we look at this, just going hard to the basket is Hawato. Hawato makes the first free throw. Alab Pilipinas right now up by 13 points, 6 and 27 left in the first half. Hawato making sure of the second one as well, down to 12 points. Pau Havilona calling the shots for Alab Pilipinas.
A 12-point game. Ramos down to Chongson. Guarded by Hawato. Ramos, the jumper off to the right. Urbistondo gets the ball back now off to Ramos. PJ. Nice move. But missing there. The Knights now hurt. Good ball movement by the CLS Knights. Here's Hawato. The jumper from the corner. Short. An offensive rebound. This is Sandy Curnyawan, who fires, who misses. And Chongson getting fouled.
And Chongson just doing the little things, hustling for the basketball, getting the defensive rebound, crashing the boards, playing defense. As Ronaldo Bachman comes back in for Rosser, Jimmy Lapag right away adjusting, seeing that that offensive possession was not the best one for Alab Pilipinas, sending Bachman back in.
Havilona, guarded by Wong Wei Long. Now Bachman down low to Kaylan Tiongson. The kick out to Urbistondo for 3. Bang! Bang! Bang from the foul ball.
Just as I was saying, Kaylan Chongson doing the little thing, showing us the vision, finding the fireball from the outside as Ronaldo Bachman against Wong Wei Long all the way. Walk in the park. Bachman with 15 points in the first half.
It's 33-16 with 5 and 13 remaining in the first half. We'll be right back with more ABL action after this. The Riveros are in the house. Coach Paulo Rivero, of course, with Richie Rivero. Supporting Prince Rivero. Big brother Prince, now with San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. First, the Rivero family. With virtual playground as we take a look at that 3 from Urbistondo. And then a drive by Bachman. Nothing Wong Wei Long can do.
Just a business decision there, an executive decision for Wong Wei Long, getting out of the way as Bachman registering his 15th point of the ball game.
Wong Wei Long, a former local MVP here in the ABL. Oh, what a move, dropping Urbistondo. That was Kachmad February Utomo. Now Urbistondo at to Bachman. Oh, missing that two-handed jam.
Would have been big. Should have been a highlight as Ababa Vilona playing defense.
As defense by Habilona getting the body. Getting fouled. He will head to the line for two. That's some veteran smarts from Pau Habilona.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda been a highlight for Ronaldo Bogman. Gets a good laugh out of that missed dunk.
I like that. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. And look at Bogman. He acknowledges it.
He knows.
Yeah.
That would have been his 16th and 17th point of the first half as Pau Vilona.
You know, I like Bogman's vibe now. Bogman
sure.
doesn't have that pressure on him. He embraces it.
And the Philippines just loves this guy, Ronaldo Bogman.
This was once upon a time the most hated foreign player in the Philippines after getting banned from the pro leagues. And then, you know, he said, let's put all that in the past now. I want to play for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. I want to play again for San Miguel. I want to play in the Philippines. I love the Philippines too much. I love basketball, and it really is.
And that's the opportunity.
From villain to fan favorite.
That's the opportunity that Coach Jimmy Alapag gave Ronaldo Bogman a second chance to play in front of the Filipinos. But CLS right now trying to find ways to get back in this ballgame as Ronaldo Bogman playing both ends of the floor. Big block there. But a jumper again from Hurt.
Stephen Hurt now with 8 points.
Bogman wants PJ Ramos. Bogman swings the ball to Chong Son. Good
Extra
movement.
pass. Parks for three.
And you have to consider this is 17 points. A 17-point lead for Alab Pilipinas, and Ray Parks has not really scored yet. But this is his chance. CLS is in the penalty, so 2 free throws for the 2-time local MVP and 1-time finals MVP, Ray Parks.
Bobby Ray Parks, of course, also played for National University, a former MVP in the UAAP. Then took his talents stateside.
Played for the D-League.
That's right, NBA D-League for the
Texas Legends.
Fourth
free throw for Ray Parks.
And now he's back here in the Philippines and finally joined the
Finally.
It's been how many years that since Bobby Ray last played in the UAAP before deciding to join and enter the draft?
Because NU won the championship maybe 4 years ago. And that was the first year that he left NU and went to the States. But he's back. And he has reintroduced himself. Shown a little bit of everything for Alab.
Oh, what a block by Bogman. Alvano on the run. Parks.
Just a little too much here for Ray Parks. But you gotta love how Alvano plays that point guard position. Just makes all the right decisions.
Oh, yeah. He plays it steady here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And for Coach Jimmy Alapag to put the confidence and start this young man says a lot about this young kid, Ethan Alvano. And Alvano gets it back off to Bogman. Bogman says, wait, I don't have the numbers. Alvano.
Oh, that's a good decision there for Alvano, seeing the mismatch.
The kick out by Bogman. Now Tiong Son, tough to shoot. Alvano given daylight for three. Bang! 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 This kid can play.
Ethan Alvano, just the unselfishness, waiting for the basketball to come back and hitting that three.
Oh, but an answer right away.
That's a miscue though for Ethan Alvano, helping off the corner. And Otomo making him pay. But still a big 20-point lead for Alab Pilipinas.
Alvano, the kick out to Tiongson, extra pass, back to Killen for three. Parks the tap, it goes to Hurt. Now Otomo of CLS, he says, wait a minute, Stephen Hurt. And easy too for Stephen Hurt, he now has 10 points for the Knights. An 18-point lead for the defending champions with 2 minutes and change remaining here in the first half. More ABL action after the break. After suiting up last season for the Saigon Heat, Maxi Esho is now with the CLS Knights of Indonesia. Through the team's 4 games, Esho is the leading scorer, 20.8 points per game, also close to 8 rebounds per game, number 3 in the season, and also 3rd in assists, 3 dimes per game, and Maxi playing well so far with the Knights. Esho today has 6 points, 4 boards. Parks to Bachman against Hurt. 7 to shoot. Bachman on an ISO fires a long bomb.
And Ronaldo Bachman just extending his range in the off-season, showing us the MJ shrug.
The 34-year-old, he was born in Staten Island in New York. But now, of course, his nationality is Puerto Rican. Did play for the Puerto Rican national team. Good cut. A good score there from Achmad Febril Tomo.
Another mismatch here between Galen Chongson
and Otomo. Chongson across court. Rosser for 3. Well, he was stepping on the line. Turnover Alab Pilipinas. Back to the Knights. Here's Bachman.
Bachman just wants to dance. Hurt doesn't want any of it, so he pulls up from deep. Ronaldo Bachman, and on the other end, what a find there for Esho.
Under a minute to play. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas up by 18. Esho, good spin.
But still a challenge jumper there for Galen Chongson. Just a difficult shot for Maxi Esho.
But that basket will count on Monte Brandon as a tip-in. 4 points for Brandon. Alvano, 30 seconds to go. Parks will try from downtown. Brings it in today.
Defending local MVP, hitting his first field goal of the game. And what a time for it to come. Brandon.
Shot clock is dead. Brandon against Bachman. Esho, 3 to shoot against Parks. Esho, good defense by the 2-time local MVP, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. At the end of 2 quarters, although Esho trying to carry his team with 6 points all way back in the first quarter, Kalen Tiongson doing everything for the defending champions. It's been all Alab Pilipinas, 46 to 27 halftime stats, analysis, and a lot more coming your way after a short break. We'll be right back with more ABL action after this.
Easy man. Cheese! Cheese! Shit! Cheese para lang mag-cover! Ego, ang lakas! Banyo. Direct stats ka lang magbalik.
have with me the newest addition for Team Alab Pilipinas, Kailan Kyongsun. Kailan, how was your experience so far being mentored under the Philippines' Mighty Mouse, Coach Jimmy Alapag?
The Mighty Mouse. The Mighty Mouse has been great so far. I've never had a coach who's been so knowledgeable, being a former player himself and a player who played at such a high level. So he gives me a lot of freedom to do what I'm good at, so it gives me a lot of confidence, and he's an easy coach to play really hard for. So.
Okay, you've been training here for 10 weeks already. How's your team chemistry so far?
Our team chemistry has been really good. Unfortunately, we haven't had as many tune-up games as we would have liked, but we see each other every day. We have a group of guys that's fun, they're loud, we like to go out and eat together, so the chemistry is kind of coming together seamlessly, and we have a lot of talent, so on the court we've been doing well as well.
I know that you are part Filipino, so do you have family watching you today?
Yeah, I do. I have a couple cousins that are coming to the game, and then all my family back home is watching via YouTube, so it's nice to come out here and play and represent the country now.
All right, we'll be back for more. I'm with Maxi Escher from Indonesia. Maxi, how did you prepare for today's game?
The usual, I treat it like every other game, focusing on the game plan that the coach provides, and mentally just getting ready, rest, eating the proper foods and stuff like that, relaxing. Yeah.
Like, what do you do to relax?
Watch shows on Netflix, lay around, get some good food or something with my teammates.
Okay, and today you are up against the defending champions, Team Alab Pilipinas. So what's your game plan?
I don't think I can say that. I guess I'm just ready to play hard, and I'm focused. I understand how good they are. They play as a team. Last year, I thought they played, it was the best team. They won because they played as a team. So trying to do the same today. I think we have to match their intensity. And me, I have to match Ronaldo's intensity that he brings, his energy. I have to match it and stuff.
Thank you so much, Maxi.
Ship it. Ship the money in. Ship it in. Ship it here. Ship it here. Hindi ba? Okay ba yung ano? Hindi na pa tapos? Ano? Okay ba yung... Ang lakas ng echo. Okay ba yung ano? Should have
coulda been a highlight.
Oo, ganda nun. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Tangina, na ano ka pa nga nung una eh.
Yeah.
Coulda, woulda.
Kulang pa eh.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda been a highlight. Yun! Ganda, boy. Gusto ko yun. Gusto ko yun. Pareho palang Puerto Rican nga. Nakalimutan ko, buti sinabi ko. Parehong ano yan, Puerto Rican team. Si Ramos, pati si Baldman. Ikaw, Baldman, Ramos o Brownlee? Brownlee ba rin? Talaga?
Iba yung Brownlee bro. Kontrolado na talaga yung game. Maganda lang.
Laki lang.
Dapat lang kay Deguara.
Welcome back to Sports and Action. Score is 46-27. We are live on SNA, also on youtube.com/ABS-CBN Sports, also sports.abs-cbn.com, and on YouTube, go to the Virtual Playground PH channel, and also on the Facebook page of ABS-CBN Sports. Let's take a look at the numbers here. Andre Felix, Mikey Reyes. Mikes, do the honors.
Just the offense of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Just familiar with this arena, familiar with the crowd. 48.5% field goals. More than 50% making more than half of their three-pointers, led by Ronaldo Bachman with 4 3-pointers right now, and one from the big guy, BJ Ramos. And if there's silver lining for CLS, it's their offensive rebounding 10-5, but the assists department and the steals department, both ends, just being outplayed is CLS by Alab Pilipinas.
Leading scorers, of course, Bachmania leading the way for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas with 18 points, 50% from the field. And like what you said, Mikey, shooting the lights out from downtown, 66.7%. And there is Airbnb, Eric Bachman and Brownlee, and the brothers who bonded last year. Both Bachman and Brownlee came in together for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, reinvigorated the team,
which started at 0-4 last year. Talking about Alab.
Before those two came in.
But when they came in, it was just a whole different ball game. Just the mentality of Alab Pilipinas changing overnight with the addition of these two guys.
And team captain Bobby Ray Parks Jr. so far with 7 points. Has only made a single field goal out of 2 attempts. And here's Justin Brownlee.
I know this guy.
At the half.
I know this guy.
Rivero. Of course, Rivero.
Look at this, look at this.
The future Fighting Maroon.
Yes, sir.
Prop to the UP Fighting Maroons, by the way, on a wonderful Season 81 campaign in the UAAP.
Making the finals for the first time in 32 years. The UP Fighting Maroons, and a lot to cheer about.
Last time they were in the finals was way back in 1986, where players like Benji Paras, the Tower of Power, Point Laudet, Ronnie Magsano, Eric Altamirano were playing. And as we take a look at Justin Brownlee, we will get back to that later on. His attempt from half court.
And Andre, low-key has been contributing for Alab Pilipinas is Kalen Chongson, the new guy coming in from Chongson Kung Fu. He hasn't scored, but he's dished out 4 assists, grabbed 5 rebounds, and stole the ball once. Is Kalen Chongson playing both ends of the floor, creating shots for his teammates, and just really playing efficient basketball is Kalen Chongson.
Last year played for Chongson Kung Fu. Of course, Kalen is half Filipino.
And talking about efficiency, their new point guard, Ethan Alvano, also an efficient outing for him so far. 5 points, 3 of 3 from the field, along with 3 assists for the new point guard.
Let's watch this. Champion!
San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, since joining the ASEAN Basketball League, has brought a lot of excitement to the Filipinos. As we all know, Mikey, undoubtedly, basketball is the #1 sport here in the country. And then when they came in, that was 2 years ago, we were hopeful. But of course, we were spoiled by the Singapore Slingers in the semis. They vowed to come back, and they did last season. It was a rough start with Ivan Johnson as one of the reinforcements. And then when Brownlee and Bogman came through, they just gave a different theme, different flavor. It was a lot smaller compared to this lineup right now, where you have likes of Brandon Rosser or 7'3" PJ Ramos. But that lineup last season was exciting, was exhilarating, and they won the title. And of course, they're looking to defend their crown here this season. Tiongson, nice pass to Ramos with a slam. And that's what Kalen Tiongson brings to the table.
5 rebounds. That's his 5th assist. Kalen Tiongson, again, the vision, finding PJ Ramos for that no-jump dunk by the big guy.
One-hand tap pass to PJ Ramos. Hurt, that corner jumper, given daylight by Ramos, and Hurt knocks that down.
And we're waiting for PJ Ramos to give Hurt's jumper a little bit of respect. That's his 3rd open jumper there. 3rd conversion for Hurt from the perimeter.
He's the only Knight in double figures with 12. Ramos, another 3, and he knocks it down from downtown.
Starts the second half as he did the first. A dunk and a 3-pointer for the Hawk, PJ Ramos. And pressure applied by Ethan Alvano.
Here's Wong Wei Long, the former local MVP of the ABL, used to play for the Singapore Slingers, now with the CLS Knights. And Wong Wei Long with his first basket here in this game. Alvano directing traffic. Parks. Now here's Bachman. Down low to Ramos against Hurt. Last touched by Purple Shirt. Ball will stay with the defending champions with 7 on their shot clock.
This is the tap pass.
Look at that. That pass by Tiongson. And then Kalen to Ramos. Another assist from Kalen Tiongson.
That's his
to the
6th.
big man.
That's his 6th of the ball game so far. As Bachman again using his length to almost get that steal.
Ronaldo Bogman on your screens. Went to South Carolina in college. He was drafted number 20th overall in the first round in the NBA draft back in 2006. He was selected by the New York Knicks. Bounced around in the league. Went to the Nuggets, back to the Knicks before taking his talents overseas. Corner 3, missed there from Brandon Hawato. Bachman on the break. Bachman, 2-handed slam. Bachmania.
Again, Bachmania rocking Binyan. Another slam for Ronaldo Bachman.
53-31, a 22-point lead. Esho, guarded by Tiongson. So far, Tiongson doing a good job against Esho. Making life miserable. Here's Tiongson. 2 Parks. Spots up. Launches a 3. And look at Tiongson with a loose ball.
Right away, one of the fan favorites here in the Philippines, Kalen Tiongson, introducing himself without scoring the basketball.
Ramos posting up Esho. The kick out. Tiongson for 3.
Another rebound for Kalen Tiongson.
Kalen Tiongson now with 8 boards. Parks! Knocks one from the ballpark.
3rd time's a charm for Alab Pilipinas. 3rd try on a triple, and finally Bobby Ray Parks converts for San Miguel Alab.
It's now a whopping 25-point lead for the defending champions.
Coach Brian Rawson, the biggest challenge right now for them is to gain back their confidence inside the court. They already suffered back-to-back losses, and right now he said you can't teach experience to a young team composed of an average of 24-year-olds. But he said they have to stop the bleeding. They can still do something. They can contain turnovers and play good defense, and for them to be an extension of himself inside the court. So let's find out if they still have time to find that refresh button right now. Andre?
Thank you so much, Roxanne. The CLS Knights so far have a single win on the record. The 3 losses for the Knights. Hawato swatted away by Bachman.
Bachman, that's his 3rd block of the ball game. As we look at this, PJ Ramos finding his running mate for the slam, Ronaldo Bachman. And again, long way long. Nothing he can do.
Here's Ramos, another baseball pass to Bachman. Easy slam for Bachmania. 22 markers now for Ronaldo Bachman and the 2 Puerto Ricans playing sweet music together here.
PJ Ramos playing quarterback, another touchdown pass for him.
Hurt, too deep, Esho, the 3. And he nails that triple. Maxi Esho now in double figures with 11.
Much needed basket there for CLS, and Maxi Esho again delivering for his team. But still a 24-point lead for Alab Pilipinas.
Ramos posting up Hurt. Ramos. The foul was down low.
That's 7-3. 255 coming at you, PJ Ramos. As we look at this defensive stop by Ronaldo Bachman and this touchdown pass from PJ Ramos. A fake and a slam anew for Ronaldo Bachman.
I didn't know PJ Ramos could play a quarterback. Stephen Hurt on the break. And a pass. Tapped by Bachman. It's been an exciting debut for the reinforced San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Alab so far living up to the hype. Leading big here at home.
Long way long. Now to Monte Brandon. Brandon to Esho. Esho. Nice spin. Nice move. Maxi Esho.
Crafty finish there for Maxi Esho with a spin and finishing with his weak hand against Lodo and Ronaldo Bachman. Alvano.
Ethan. Ramos has all day to fire 3. He rings in and he knocks it down from downtown.
PJ Ramos, his 3rd triple of the ball game. Again, I believe he's been working out with the Mighty Mouse Jimmy Alapag.
Esho guarded by Bachman. Esho will answer 3. Ramos, another Hail Mary pass. Parks to Doe. And Lawrence Domingo finds Bachman. Ship it for 3.
The rim seems just like the open sea right now for Ronaldo Bachman, flashing us another smile.
They can throw everything right now to the ocean. It was counted as a 2, announced by the Barkers. Let's see. Double check if that was a 3 or a 2. Meanwhile, a basket there for Otomo.
Getting the best of PJ Ramos there, veteran smarts. Giving CLS 2 points. Alvano playing pick and roll. PJ Ramos, what a pass!
To Domingo. That's a good pass from the 7-for-3 big man to Lawrence Domingo, his first 2.
Oh, you see the difference between PJ Ramos' game from the first half and the second half, just getting more comfortable with his teammates.
As Esho continues to score, has 15 points for the CLS Knights.
Maxi Esho, the primary offensive weapon of CLS, coming to life here in the 3rd quarter. Alvano again with his horns play, losing his step.
And Alvano will be replaced by Joshua Bistondo. Bachman will be given a breather. Rosser comes in. No, so Parks and Bogman will head to the bench. It's Albano and Urbistondo as we take a look at Prince Rivero down the roster.
One of the new guys, Prince Rivero, enjoying his new team, Albano. PJ, what another bullet pass cross court. Just a missed three-pointer there for the fireball.
Wong Wei Long. Esho. Hurt. Back to Wei Long. And Wong Wei Long misses that triple. Urbistondo looking ahead to Albano. And Albano bring it out.
Another two-guard lineup for Coach Jimmy. Albano and fireball. Josh Urbistondo sharing the backcourt. Not the best shot there for Albano. But you see Jimmy Alapag just giving his players the confidence to perform and just be themselves on the floor, giving them enough space to play the way they usually play.
Arif Hidayat comes back in, replaces Wong Wei Long. Urbistondo. Ramos, another triple. And Esho, skies high for the board. Off and running is Hidayat. And that high looper of a shot against Ramos. He saw at 7'3" big man is down there. Now Domingo swatted away by Hurt. And the coaching staff of Alab Pilipinas asking for a goaltend violation in Esho with a teardrop.
And Esho just showing us the soft touch, laying that in over the outstretched arms of PJ Ramos. And San Miguel Alab Pilipinas trying to look for offense.
Rosser with a miss. And a bow for the loose ball. Possession will stay with the defending champions. Avilona comes in. He's back, replacing Albano.
And this is what Alab Pilipinas needs to solve as we look at this teardrop over PJ Ramos by Maxi Esho. This is what Alab Pilipinas needs to solve, playing basketball without Reynaldo Bachman
and Bobby Ray Parks. Across court. Esho. Hurt. The putback is good from Stephen Hurt. And a mini run here by the CLS Knights Indonesia. The lead that was once close to 30 points, now down to 22. And the Rosser family is here. Big brother, Matt Canuelas Rosser. You know, this Rosser family, they're all tall, above 6'5", all of them.
And I believe they've been here long enough to know what pakute means.
Earlier we saw the hug cam, now it's the pakute cam. I believe the camera should go to you. You're the master of this.
Yes, of course, the original.
Nobody can beat you in that. Nobody.
I know someone.
I know another one. Hope you're having fun as much as we are here. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas debuting in the 2018-2019 ABL season. Urbistondo for three. No. Bachman is back in. Knights are running. Cornyawan, bring it back out. Hurt. Down to Esho against Domingo. Difficult shot. And head coach Brian Rousum asking for a push there. A foul from Habilona. Rosser to Domingo. The referee is letting the players play.
No foul called there for Lawrence Domingo, as Esho again asking for the basketball.
Esho and a foul. Whistle blown.
You can see the IQ of Maxi Esho, not really forcing anything, showing the shrug, faking out Lodo, forcing Lodo to committing a foul.
Third personal foul called on Lawrence Domingo. Outside shot by Cornyawan. No. Avelona ahead. On-point pass to Lawrence Domingo.
And Lawrence Domingo this time making sure he gets those 2 points. What a pass there from Pau Havelona.
Esho not giving up the slam and foul. Maxi Esho now with 19 points, Mikey.
And most of those coming here in the third quarter, keeping his team afloat. Maxi Esho
Was born in the United States, Washington, D.C. to be exact. 27 years of age. Maxi Esho played for Saigon Heat. He replaced Fowley Jones last season as a new world import, and now he is with CLS Knights. Avelona somehow made something out of nothing, and he went to the line for a bonus. Paulo Avelona.
And that's how it is playing here in the Philippines. You lose the ball, you get it back, you find a way. And Papa Avelona finding the rim, losing the ball here, getting it back. And just playing, showing us one of those horse shots the Filipinos are known for. And Papa Avelona gets the offensive rebound, another shot for Alab.
Bogman out to Urbistondo. Avelona, 6 on the shot clock. Rosser, the jumper is good.
That shot is pure there for Rosser. Off of that cut. Sweet looking jumper for the young Rosser.
Here we go. Avelona to Ronaldo.
In the third quarter for Alab Pilipinas. And Ronaldo Bogman again entertaining the Filipinos here in Santa Rosa.
Bogman with 26 points. Here he is, the pass of Avelona, lobs it up to Ronaldo. Bogman with a jam. 74 for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. 47 for the CLS Knights from Indonesia. Fourth quarter coming up after the break. Ronaldo Bogman. What a first game for Bogman here in the 2018-2019 season. As we take a look at the scoring by Cordes, Mikey.
Just sheer dominance for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, winning all 3 quarters, entering the fourth here, and pressure applied by Alab Pilipinas right away, forcing CLS to an illegal screen. And Esho right now showing frustration, letting the refs know, but the ball will go back to Alab Pilipinas here.
Yeah, it's been all
him.
Maxi Esho here in this game. Was called with a first personal foul. Monesho, Avilona, spots, fires, misses the three. And Bachman with the offensive board. Back to Avilona. 6 to shoot. Rosser to Bachman. Bachman with a miss. Bachman to the shoot. Bachman has to fire. In and out for Ronaldo Bachman. The ball will go back to the CLS Knights. Oh, Thomas Torres, former Green Archer, former champion, and also played for the El Tigre in the MPBL. Now replacing Havilona.
And this is his calling card right here, playing defense, playing on-the-ball defense, making it tough for the opposing point guard to bring the basketball down.
Torres going over the screen. Oh. Monte Brandon. Foul called on Bachman, his second.
What a showing so far for San Miguel Alab, making their debut. Not only at home, but their ABL season starts today. Trying to get that first win.
Here's Monte Brandon, was born in Greensboro, North Carolina. 6'8", 225 pounds.
And you would think that CLS had that advantage coming into this game, already playing 4 games all in all this season.
By the way, Monte Brandon was in the same draft class as, I believe, Ben Simmons in the NBA. He went undrafted in the NBA back in 2016. Oh, Bachman underneath, easy, so easy.
Nice pass there from Josh Urbistondo. And Ronaldo Bachman, just a scoring display here, outside, inside. 28 big points for Ronaldo Bachman.
Rosser with a rebound. Here's Torres. Domingo. Rosser. Thomas. Now to Bachman, 15 to shoot. Bachman against Brandon. Domingo. Rosser to Domingo. Good play by the two bigs.
Interior passing shown by Domingo and Rosser. Being familiar with each other, finding 2 points between the two of them.
Esho.
And Coach Jimmy giving Ronaldo Bachman some rest as PJ Ramos comes back in. And this is what we were saying. They need to learn to play good basketball without Ronaldo Bachman and Bobby Ray Parks, who usually control the flow of the game for them.
Urbistondo. Down low to Domingo. Has a mismatch. Domingo, that one-handed hook, no. Back to the Knights, Utomo.
7:30 left, 30-point lead for Alab Pilipinas.
Utomo spots, fires a three, and he gets that to go down. He now has 10 points off the bench.
Tomo bringing it down as Thomas Torres calls the play for San Miguel Alab.
It's Urbistondo, Thomas Torres, Brandon Rosser, Lawrence Domingo, and PJ Ramos. Rosser, the long bomb. PJ with the offensive board. And the crowd here in Santa Rosa applauding the 7'3" Puerto Rican. Now let's go back to Miss Roxanne Monte Alegre with this report.
Andre, domination is the name of the game thanks to the giants of Team Alab Pilipinas stacking up those numbers, but also to the new crowd favorite you mentioned, Kalen Chongson, who is also an effective all-around player. He said he idolizes Russell Westbrook, and that's what he wants to resonate in this game, to be able to do a lot of things inside the court, rebounding, assists, and all of that, and all of those things. But for Coach Jimmy Alapag, even if they have a comfortable lead right now, the job isn't done yet. And he wants to start their campaign as nuclear as they can. Andre?
Thank you, Roxanne. Kalen Tiongson doing everything here in this game. Of course, idolizes, like what Roxanne mentioned, Russell Westbrook. He may not be an offensive machine like Westbrook yet here in the opening game of Alab Pilipinas, but he's been doing all the little things. As we take a look at Major Payne, Eric Menk.
One of the bigs that has really changed the game here in the Philippines and showing the effect of Eric Mek in that sequence there. PJ Ramos using his body, using his height, using his length for that fall-away jumper.
Grinding it out there, PJ Ramos.
A little too much there for Thomas Torres, but you gotta love the effort of this guy coming in the fourth quarter right away. And one of his teammates from the Green Archers, Prince Rivero, making his debut, making his first appearance for Alab as we look at this fall-away from PJ Ramos.
A double-double now for the 7'3" big man, PJ Ramos. 17 points, 10 rebounds. Prince Rivero,
the eldest
of the
Rivero brothers.
That's right. The Bruiser also played for the El Tigre. Mandaluyong in the MPBL. Stephen Hurt with a jab step, and the jumper is good over Ramos.
And Stephen Hurt just showing us the range all game long, making jumper after jumper, just not enough for CLS to keep up with Alab.
Ramos. Bistondo. Good passing. Rivero 3. Missing everything. Brandon gets a continuation play.
Not the easiest shot for Prince Rivero, fresh off the bench. Getting that open extra pass from Thomas Torres for that corner triple. Bobby Ray Parks re-enters the ball game as we look at this Euro step.
Monte Brandon.
The extension for Brandon, getting that end one to go in.
Played for Florida State, the Seminoles, 2012, 2016. Then joined the NBA draft, along with the likes of Jalen Brown, Ben Simmons, Brandon Ingram. He went undrafted there.
Those are pretty big names in basketball.
Ramos to Parks, fires. Brandon with the board.
But still, what a pass from PJ Ramos.
Brandon the spin. The kick out to Hurt. Hurt dared by Ramos to take the jumper. And another perimeter J knocked down by Stephen Hurt, who now has 18 points.
And PJ has been daring Hurt to take those shots, and Hurt has been making those shots in front of PJ Ramos.
Ramos to Rivero. Torres back to PJ for 3. And an offensive board by Domingo. Ramos tries. Losing a handle on the ball on the way to the basket.
Not one of the things that you would want from PJ Ramos, attacking the paint from the outside. But more importantly for CLS, another shot for them to cut into this lead or make a ball game out of this.
Quarter 3. That's good for February Utomo. Utomo now with 13 points. It's a 20-point game.
Quick adjustment for Coach Jimmy as Ronaldo Bachman and Ethan Alvano back in the committee's table,
getting ready to check in. Torres to Tiongson using the glass. It's a run here by the Knights. Brandon.
Again, honest and efficient defense from Kalen Chongson as Prince Rivero.
Ramos back to Torres. Corner 3. Bang!
Welcome to the ABL. Thomas Torres, to the delight of Bea Coronel Escudero.
We'll be right back after the quick break. It's a 23-point lead for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. take a look here. Tomas Torres knocking that three down.
To the delight
Of Miss Bea
Escudero.
There you go, Mikey Reyes.
because Bea Cornell was also a courtside reporter for the UAAP. So
Paliwanag ka pa more.
wrong Bea.
I literally fell off my seat.
They're both
When you
courtside reporters.
When you said,
What do you want from
how
me?
would you not know Miss Bea Escudero?
I do.
right there?
I know Miss Bea Escudero. Bea Cornell was just a UP courtside reporter.
Back to the game we go. It's a 23-point lead for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. 83-60, under 4 to play. Utomo blocked by Kaylan Tiongsun, who's doing everything on both ends off the floor. And inside, Monte Brandon.
Right place, right time for Monte Brandon getting that ball and that putback.
Parts. Ramos. Again, another three. Knocks it down. PJ Ramos now at 20 points. That's his fourth triple.
Fourth triple for the 7-3 PJ Ramos. And you gotta love how he looks for those seams on the basketball before he shoots. And Ronaldo Bachman,
Stolen away by Brandon. Hurt. The handoff now. Oh, it's stolen away by Alvaro. 3-on-1 break. Bogman. What a slam! Bogman now with 30 points.
Bachman just playing in the air half of this ball game. And here comes Ethan Alvano.
The shovel pass to Tiongson. Bogman back to back. Slams. Bogman. The Russell brothers enjoying the action. And why not? Bachmania is back for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas with 2:26 remaining. It's 90-62.
At least. Bea Escudero, best player. Bachman. And we are back with Alab Pilipinas basketball. Back-to-back dunks by Ronaldo Bachman, having his personal slam dunk show here to the delight of Matt Canuela's roster.
Another Bea hates me. They keep on coming, Mikey Reyes. They keep on coming. 90-62 is our tally. 2 minutes and 15 remaining. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas on their way to getting their first win on their opening day in front of their home crowd here in Santa Rosa, Laguna. Thank you again for joining us, Andre Felix, Mikey Reyes, and Ms. Roxanne Monte Alegre, your broadcast team, our director, Alberto Ramos, and our producer, Vic Caridad. Thank you so much for Virtual Playground. You're also watching us on the Virtual Playground PH channel on YouTube, and also on sports.abs-cbn.com, and also on the Facebook page of ABS-CBN Sports. We are live on Sports in Action on SNA, Channel 23 on cable. To everybody watching here around the Philippines, thank you so much, and also around the world. It's just the first day of your San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, the defending champions of the ASEAN Basketball League.
And watching this whole ball game, Andre, it's evident how important Ronaldo Bachman is, because the moment he left the floor, CLS made a run as Kalen Chong-son finally hitting a basket.
And he's enjoying it. Kalen enjoying his first basket there. with a slam and a smile by Kalen Youngson and also the coaching staff.
And again, just the effect of Ronaldo Bachman for this Alab Pilipinas team. And that's the first thing that they need to fix. If they need to fix something out of this game leading by 29 points.
Here's Chongson again. Chongson! That time he goes for the layup.
Now we can say Kalen Chongson has done everything tonight, scoring his third and fourth point there with that lay-in.
Oh, nice move there from Panagan. That's Chan Isael Panagan.
One of the locals of the CLS Knights. Just a little over a minute left, and Alab Pilipinas making all the Filipinos happy here in Santa Rosa with this big win.
Youngson losing it. It was last touch by a Knight. 5 on the shot clock of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. 56.5 seconds remaining.
What an impressive win here for Alab Pilipinas.
Youngson, the kick out. Alabanza. Youngson again, the offensive rebound. And this guy has done it all. 9 rebounds. 4 on the offensive here for Kalen Youngson. Albano. The lefty missing on that layup.
Nice move there again by one of the locals of CLS Knights using the rim as protection.
Katon Bascoro.
Convincing win here for Alab Pilipinas. What a way to start the season for the home team. And all the fans, all the supporters of Alab on their feet.
Albano. Turbistondo, corner 3. And the applause by the Filipino fans in attendance here at the Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex in Santa Rosa, Laguna. Coach Jimmy Alapag goes to the other side. Shake hands with the coaching staff of the CLS Knights Indonesia. Props also to Coach Brian Rawson, Joshua Bistondo, Lawrence Domingo, 2 of the holdovers from last season's champion team. Kalen Youngson, a great new addition to this already stacked squad led by Ronaldo Bachman and the 2-time reigning MVP, Bobby Ray Parks Jr. But overall, a great team effort by the home team in white, now at center court.
1-0 for Alab Pilipinas. What a way to open the season for them in front of their home crowd. The excitement that they bring here in the Philippines and all the hype for their campaign for back-to-back championships starts today.
And of course, there's Kalen Youngson carrying Coach Jimmy Alapag's boy. Lawrence Domingo approaching us here. There's Bobby Ray Parks Jr. riding Ronaldo Bachman. What a game for the home team, the defending champions, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. There's their final score, 94-67. A statement win here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And making everybody know in the ABL that we are back to retain and defend our crown.
Oh yes, getting a win here in the ABL is one thing, but winning by 27 big points is another. What a way to open their season for Alab Pilipinas. And I think Ronaldo Bachman is with Roxanne.
We will go to Roxanne Montealegre, I believe, after the break. Stay tuned here to SNA